Hello, good morning. My name is Keisha Askew. I am in POS 501. I am going to talk about my presentation of a tentative and referendum process in Arizona, exploring directly democracy in Arizona. Okay, the definition of a tentative and referendum. A tentative, a process that allowed citizens to propose a new amendments or laws or states to the state's constitution, achieved by collecting and requires signatures to put proposals on the ballot. Referendum, a process where existing laws passed by the legislature are submitted to voters for approval or rejection. An tentative entails a process that allows Arizona citizens to propose new laws or amendments to the state constitution. It is attained by collecting the required signatures and placing proposals on the ballot. On the other hand, a referendum is a process where existing laws passed by the legislature and submitted to voters for rejection or approval. A process where existing laws passed by the legislature are submitted to voters for approval or rejection. An tentative entails a process that allows Arizona citizens to propose new laws or amendments to the state constitution. It is attained by collecting the required signatures and placing proposals on the ballot. On the other hand, a referendum is a process where existing laws passed by the legislature are submitted to voters for rejection or approval. How tentatives are created. Step 1, draft and propose. 2, gather signatures from registered voters. Requires 15% of voters cast for governor. Submit signatures for verification by the Secretary of State. Step 4, when approved, the tentative is placed on the ballot for a citizen's decision. The tentative process starts by drafting the proposal. After that, the signatures are gathered from registered voters, usually 15% of the total votes cast for the governor. The signatures are then submitted for verification and to the Secretary of State. Once the voters are approved, the tentative is placed on the ballot for the citizen's decision. How referendums are created. Step 1. Citizens collect signatures within 90 days after the legislature passes a law. Step 2. When enough signatures are verified, the law is suspended until voters decide its fate. The referendum process starts with citizens collecting signatures within 90 days after the state legislature passes a law. Once significant signatures are verified, the law is suspended until voters decide its fate in referendum. Now, tentatives versus referendum. Feature, tentative, and referendum. Purpose, new laws and amendments. Approve or rejected existing laws. Origin, citizens and respond to legislative actions. Timing, can propose anytime. This must be tentative within 90 days after a law has been passed in the legislature. Control, tentative. Citizens have directed control over lawmaking. Referendum. Citizens act as a check on the legislative decision. Tentative and referendum differ based on proposed origin, timing, and control. The purpose of the tentatives is for citizens to propose new laws or amendments to the Constitution. It can happen at any time, and the citizens have direct control of the process and lawmaking within the state. On the other hand, the purpose of the referendum is to approve or reject existing laws, usually as a way for citizens to respond to the legislative actions The process must be intended within 90 days after the law passes in the legislature. In this way, the citizen checks legislative decisions to prevent overreach or abuse of powers. Pros and cons of intentive and referendums. Intentives empower citizens to make their policies laws directly. Referendums check legislative decisions, ensuring alignment with the public interest. Cons: intentives risk poorly drafted laws that special interest groups influence. Referendums delay important legislation due to the public opposition and misunderstanding. There are pros and cons associated with intentives and referendums in Arizona. First, intentives empower the citizens to make their policies and laws directly. Also, referendums check legislative decisions to guarantee that all policies passed align with the public interest. The cons at that intentives can lead to poorly screwed laws influenced by special interest groups. Referendums can cause delays in important legislation because of public opposition or misunderstandings. How these processes support directly democracy. Intentives and referendums empower voters to have a direct say on laws and policies in line with Article IV of the Arizona Constitution. Strengthens public participation and accountability by allowing citizens to bypass the legislative when necessary. Promotes transparency and responsiveness in the state government. The processes are important in empowering voters to have a direct say on the policies and laws of the state. This aligns with the provisions of Article IV of the Arizona Constitution. On the other hand, they also promote public participation and accountability by allowing citizens to bypass the legislative when necessary and make important laws. It is also a means of promoting transparency and responsiveness in the state government. Conclusion: intentative and referendum are crucial tools in Arizona's direct democracy framework. They ensure people directly influence state policies and laws. Processes allow citizens to engage in the democratic system and exercises their rights effectively.